The way that you make big changes in your life is by doing small habits consistently over time. An athlete doesn't just get good by training one time. They make sure their training is on point, their diet is on point, and their mind is on point to excel in their field. And this logic applies to a businessman, a lawyer, whatever. This is why I decided to make this video where I give you 10 life-changing habits that you can incorporate into your routine today. Before I get into the 10 habits, it's important to understand how to build habits so you can make big changes in your life. I recently made a video where I discussed how to build habits, which I will play right now. If you've already watched this, you can go ahead and click on to the next chapter. There's this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I'll be referencing this frequently throughout this video to help you develop the habit of going to the gym consistently. The book states that the key to significant improvements is small, consistent improvements, and we can achieve this using the 4 laws of behavior change. The first law is to make it obvious, which is to design your environment to make good habits visible. The second is to make it attractive. Pair habits with rewarding and enjoyable experiences. The third law is make it easy. Reduce friction to make habits simpler to do. And the fourth law is make it satisfying. Reinforce habits with immediate rewards. James Clear also suggests that you change your identity to stay consistent with your habits. He describes 3 levels of behavior change. Outcome-based change, which focuses on results, which in this case would be, I want to build an aesthetic physique. This is probably the most common mindset, but it isn't the most effective. The second is process-based change, and this focuses on the system leading to results. So in this case, it will be, I will go to the gym 3 times per week. And the last most effective one is identity-based change, and this focuses on who you believe you are. An example in this case would be, I am a fit, healthy person with an aesthetic physique. James Clear claims that the best way to create true and lasting change is to shift your focus from outcomes and processes to identities, so who you believe you are. The first habit that will change your life is fitness. This is where I really started to get momentum in my life. When I grew up, I was always the small, skinny kid. And because I was so small and skinny, I was really insecure, which bled into other areas of my life. Because I wasn't super confident, I didn't have a great social life, and eventually got to the day where I was so tired of being skinny and insecure that I started weightlifting. And although it did take me some time to gain true consistency, once I did, I never looked back. As much as a lot of people like to deny this for some reason, life is better to more attractive people. And whether you're a guy or a girl, an easy way to become more attractive is to start lifting weights and building some muscle. Not only will people respond to you better because, like I said, people are a little bit nicer to people who are more attractive, but because of your new physique, you end up becoming a little bit more confident, so people indirectly respond to you a little bit better. When you add on to the fact that making fitness a habit will help you be stronger and healthier, especially if you train athletically and functionally, it's really a no-brainer that fitness needs to be a huge part of your life. Just because fitness is a habit of yours doesn't mean you have to become a huge gym rat and want this crazy physique. Just like other things in life, just at least make fitness a hobby of yours. If you're someone who's just starting out, just go to the gym like 3 to 4 times per week. You can build a serious amount of muscle this way and will still have time for other things in life that you prefer doing. The second habit that will change your life is waking up early. And no, I'm not telling you to wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. I mean, if you want to do it, you can, but that's not something you have to do. Whatever time you're waking up now, just wake up an hour earlier. A lot of you hear this and think, I can't think of a worse day to start off my day. Hear me out. Our mornings set the tone for the rest of the day, so we want to make sure we're doing it right. Most of us wake up right before school or right before work, and this is a terrible way to start the day. You end up rushing your shower, not making your lunch, brushing your teeth, and rushing all the other activities you need to do in the morning. You end up barely having enough time, and barely enough time means you don't have enough time. I did this to an absolute T in high school. I needed to get to high school at around 8:35 a.m. and I would have an alarm for like 8:05, which already is a bad start, but I would always click the snooze button and sleep for another like 10 or 15 minutes. After that, my brother and I both got up and did what I said earlier. We rushed doing everything. We didn't even shower, barely brushed our teeth, rushed into the car, and then just sped our way to school. It got to the point where people who were walking in the neighborhood park by our house were wondering why we were going so fast and telling us to slow down. One time at school, I had to go to the tardy station because I was late, and the vice principal stopped me and asked me if I ever washed my face. And did I wash my face? No. Did that hurt my feelings? Yes. But you see what I'm saying. I didn't even give myself enough time to shower, so I looked like a mess going to school, and I was still late. When you start your morning with high pressure and high stress, you program your body to operate in this state for the rest of the day, which is probably why my grades were so ass. This is why you should wake up an hour before you're waking up right now. You can use this free time to actually enjoy your morning and start the day right. Maybe you can wake up and make a good breakfast for yourself. Maybe you can do what I eventually ended up doing and waking up early and working out. Maybe you can meditate. Maybe you can go and walk. And maybe you can make your damn bed. Whatever it is you want to do it. Like I said earlier, in high school, I did the opposite of this. But in college is when I truly changed this around. When I was in physical therapy school, I had class at 8 a.m. So I'd wake up at 5 a.m., got ready to go to the gym, and when I say got ready, I didn't rush my way through it. I just took my time and slowly got ready to go to the gym, got to the gym, trained, and got to class on time, and I took a shower so I actually washed my face, and I wasn't all tired and groggy like I used to be. I used to hate mornings, but then it got to the point where the mornings were the time I looked forward to the most because it was so peaceful. I got to work out. The third habit that will change your life is being more present / mindful, aka get off your damn phone. Yesterday I was at Chick-fil-A with my brother, and I pointed out how every single kid at the Chick-fil-A was on their iPad or phone and they could not stop looking at it. It's not just kids now, teenagers, 20-year-olds, even 30-year-olds are so glued to their phones or iPads. Because people are constantly on technology, the majority of people don't know who they are or what they want out of life because they're never alone with their thoughts. And a lot of them are scared of their own thoughts, which is why they always go on their phones. It's recently been a goal of mine to get off technology and be more present in life, and it's completely changed the way that I look at life. Although it can be difficult, especially at the beginning, it's something you definitely need to try. I get some of my best ideas when I'm just alone with my thoughts and present in the moment. Being present also helps you be far happier. One quote in this book called Think Like a Monk that I've been reading states that being present is the only way to live a truly rich and fulfilling life. UFC champion Ilia Topuria mentioned this in a podcast once, and he claims that looking in the past makes you depressed while looking in the future makes you anxious, and that the only way to be happy in life is to live in the present. So many people think, if I got this, then I'd be happy. If I got my dream car, then I'd be happy. This is known as the if-then fallacy, and to sum it up, whenever you get that thing, you don't end up being happy. So the only way to be happy is to be happy with everything that you have now and to live in the present. Being present allows you to learn who you are, what you want, be happier, and enjoy the little things in life. And if you're looking at this from a success perspective, you will get great ideas from doing this and will likely find your path if you're someone who is lost. The fourth habit that will change your life is to start meditating. Now, there seems to be a huge negative connotation of meditating. Like, people think of it as someone sitting in a field and doing like a classic yoga pose and just sitting there saying for like 2 hours. That's not what meditating is. Meditating is essentially just sitting in a chair and just being alone with your thoughts. Meditation is like a mental workout that sharpens your focus, discipline, and helps you stay calm under pressure. So essentially all the traits needed to be successful. I'm telling you now, the most successful people in the world all meditate because it helps them make better decisions, stay creative, and handle stress without burning out. There are a ton of different ways to meditate, with my favorites being mindfulness meditation and visualization. The majority of people nowadays struggle to sit still and be alone with their thoughts, which is why meditation is so important. Just like all the other habits, I would suggest starting small, so just try and meditate for like 10 minutes a day and then progress to more frequent meditations and longer meditations. If you've never meditated before, you might think it sounds pretty easy to sit in a chair and be alone with your thoughts for 10 minutes and meditate. But I'm telling you, it's so hard because everyone is so used to being on their phone and getting constant stimulation, so not having it can be pretty difficult, and you feel this urge to just get up out of your chair. But just like anything in life, practice makes perfect. The fifth habit that will change your life is to start training some sort of martial art. So many people have this connotation that martial arts, or in particular MMA, is for super tough people and that this is absolutely brutal sport, if you could even call it that. It can be this way, but martial arts is incredibly technical and it's a great skill to have. Most people cannot fight at all. I've been seeing a ton of Instagram videos where this girl comes up to guys on the streets and asks them if they can fight, and they all say, "Oh yeah, I can fight." Then they start shadow boxing and they look like absolute ass.
Do you think that you can fight?
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
I've done a bit of Muay Thai, Taekwondo myself, a bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Have you ever been into a fight before?
Yeah. Never lost.
If there was any celebrity that you could pick to fight, who would you pick and why?
Probably Logan Paul, because they did Tyson dirty.
That was Jake Paul.
You know what? We'll fight both of them. We'll take them one at a time. If I win, I get the Charizard.
For 20 seconds, show me how you would fight Logan Paul right here.
I don't want to smash anything.
You're good? Get it. Oh, keep going, keep going. Nice, dude.
Going with the left.
Nice.
Across.
So yeah, the majority of people can't fight, and the majority of people are actually really delusional when it comes to their skills, which is why it's so important to actually humble yourself and learn how to properly fight. A lot of people sometimes tell me, "But I don't like fighting and I don't need to learn how to fight if I don't plan on getting in one." Learning how to fight changes how you walk, how you talk, and how you approach certain situations, since subconsciously you know if things go downhill, you'll be ready. I also feel like other people notice this subconsciously, which is why there's this saying that Joe Rogan likes to say, that if you don't like fighting, that is another reason why you should learn how to fight. Hopefully there's never a situation where you actually have to pull out your martial arts skills, but it's better to be safe than sorry. This and the fact that martial arts is a great form of exercise and the confidence boost that it gives you is the reason why I recommend martial arts to everybody. And when I say learn martial arts, I don't mean you have to go to a martial arts gym and spar crazy hard rounds and stuff and get CTE and get all bloody and stuff. Just get in there and learn how to do the basics, and maybe if you want to progress to sparring and learn a little bit more, and maybe even get into a competition, go ahead and do that. For example, I'm not trying to be a professional fighter or anything, but I like to train martial arts because I know how important it is for my self-development. Another great thing about martial arts is that you develop your mental strength like crazy, whether it's developing the bravery to get in there and spar, or learning how to persist in something that you absolutely suck at and getting your ego checked. When it comes to what martial art you should start with, I always say striking, but I come from a striking background, so I'll obviously be pretty biased. But do whichever one seems the most interesting to you. Just don't do karate or taekwondo, because I've done karate and taekwondo and I know how flawed it is. And if you don't believe me, Joe Rogan, who did taekwondo and karate as well, also says it's pretty flawed. The sixth habit that will help you change your life is to walk more, and in particular I mean walking outside. First, walking is great for fitness. It's amazing for fat loss and improves your cardiovascular fitness. Whenever I got my best physique I've ever gotten, I walked for 60 minutes every single day. This is a great way to preserve muscle mass and lose fat without making me so tired that it affected my training. But a lot of people don't understand that walking outside in particular is really good for your mental health. I've been doing this a lot recently and I've liked it so much. It allows me to step away from my work and just be present. And if there's something on my mind, it allows me to process my thoughts and be more present. In summary, walking outside is great for your mood and processing your thoughts. Whenever you try walking outside, don't walk outside with headphones. Just go out there and observe nature. The seventh habit that will change your life is creating a nighttime and morning routine. Growing up, I never had a routine. I'd be on my phone all night and just go to sleep whenever I felt like it. And in the morning, well, you already heard how much of a shit show my morning was. As I said earlier, you should be waking up an hour earlier than you are right now, but you should also develop a morning routine. Whenever I was working as a student physical therapist, I learned how important having a morning routine is. I'd wake up, walk for about 30 minutes, I'd get back, make my protein shake, shower, and then get ready for the gym. Having a morning routine takes away all the guesswork, which helps you stay on time, and you won't have to expend unnecessary energy to figure out what you gotta do. Having a nighttime routine is also super important. A good morning routine sets you up for the day, but a good nighttime routine prepares you for the morning. At night you want to do the basic stuff like brushing your teeth, but you also want to make sure you're not on your phone for too long and sleeping past your bedtime. At night you want to make as many decisions for the morning as possible. This includes picking out the clothes you want to wear so you don't have to pick them out in the morning, making your lunch or deciding what you want to make for lunch in the morning, all that kind of stuff. A big game changer for me is picking out my clothes the day before, because I can't tell you how much time I've spent looking for my clothes. A good nighttime routine will limit the amount of decisions you need to make in the morning so you don't stray off your path and expend unnecessary energy doing this. Right before you go to bed and right when you wake up, make sure that you stay off of your phone. Being on your phone will not only impact these routines, but the time before you sleep and right before you wake up is when your subconscious mind is most susceptible to new information, and we don't want to use this time on our phones. The eighth habit that will change your life is acknowledging bad feelings. You probably already know that life isn't perfect and we have bad moments and bad feelings throughout the day. But society today, through social media, has bred a generation of people who believe that negative experiences like sadness and anxiety is not okay. If you look at your Instagram, everyone just has pictures of them happy, or when you look at people's stories, they're all partying and having a good time. Having some bad feelings is okay, but it's important to acknowledge them. The classic thing to do when you have a bad feeling is to avoid it and mask it. And avoiding these feelings can help temporarily, but not in the long term. It will only lead to more tension and fear. Learn how to acknowledge bad feelings like, okay, I feel stressed today, but that's okay. Helps you feel better so you're in the correct mindset to attack today's tasks. The ninth habit that will help change your life is to practice gratitude. So many of us are so busy looking into the future that we become anxious and stressed out. Not only will being present help out with this, but also practicing gratitude. A lot of us are so focused on the future that we never sit back and look at what we have. I like to practice gratitude in the morning as part of my morning routine because it's an immediate mood booster. It's a great way to start the day because it puts me in a higher vibration, which allows me to attract more positive experiences into my life. The way I practice gratitude is dividing it into personal gratitude, work gratitude, and self-gratitude. Personal gratitude just being anything in your life that you're currently grateful for. Work obviously being things in your work that you're grateful for, and self being anything about yourself that you're grateful for. I know this sounds super simple, but trust me, this will change your life. And the last habit that will completely change your life is to read more. You probably heard that the most successful people in the world read a lot. So if you want to be successful in life, you probably want to be replicating what they're doing. Reading helps you learn more about topics and increases your knowledge, which can help you in whatever field you're in. Now, if you're you're like me in the past, you've probably tried to start reading, but you can't seem to gain that consistent habit. There have been 2 techniques that I've employed that have helped me stay consistent with reading to where now I actually enjoy doing it. My first tip is to not give yourself too much. Whenever you start reading, you feel like you have to read like 3, 4, 5 chapters a day or read a particular number of pages, but just give yourself a small goal. The goal I gave myself was just read 1 chapter a day. And the second thing is to just read books that you're interested in. It's not like your high school English class where they give you a random book that's freaking boring and you hate reading it. You actually get to pick what book you want to read. So if you're watching my channel and you're likely into fitness, go grab a fitness book from Kindle and start reading that. So those are the 10 habits that will help you change your life. If you're someone who's looking to get started on their fitness journey, I recently made a video on how to build an aesthetic physique from ground zero, which you should check out.